Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. This is JTrain, Jared Freed, coming to you live from Boca every Monday with your emails, your stories, your questions. I say it every episode. I say it again. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how it all works. Word of mouth. WOM. WOM. Word of mouth. You tell a friend, a coworker, a brother, a sister, a mama, a papa. If this podcast gives you relief in any way, whether that be just mental or do we give physical relief? I don't know. Probably not. But, maybe physical relief, maybe we accompany you on a walk. That could be, this podcast could be that for someone else. So we want you to share. Make it your Instagram story, tweet about it, thread about it, X about it. Make it how about a sound on... what's the call it? TikTok, on the TikToks. I don't know. I'm talking like an old man. I'm very excited about today's guest. An OKP to the show. Back again. Hilarious comedian, Lisa Traeger. Thank you for coming on.
Yay, Jared. I'm so happy to be here. Because your people come out to my live shows. Often it's people have heard me on this podcast and they come out.
I love hearing that. It makes me feel good knowing that, like, the plan is working. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do a podcast to have some fun and chit-chat with friends, and hopefully that, like, is making someone laugh on the other end. They go, who is this person? And now over the years, they know you're a part of the family. This is the JCU, the JTrain Cinematic Universe.
No, they're out there. They have disposable income. They're in marketing, and they're crushing it. And
there
I love
it
to
is.
see them.
You sound like my dad now. My dad's a big, like, the people who come to your shows, upward mobile, women, educated. He goes on a whole spiel.
Well, that's how I feel. Not to bring self-promotion on too quick,
Please.
but I have a podcast with my friend called That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast. And we hear from club to club, we hear that we have, like, some of the best tippers. So,
love that.
Well-behaved audience, because we know people who hate their audience or a very misbehaving crowd or
Right.
bad tippers or heckle, drunk, whatever. And it is nice to like who comes to see you and that they're like respect. Well, the funniest thing was that they sold out of the hummus. Our girls eat the hummus. Like, there was no more hummus left.
Big hummus crowd. I love that. Well, I just think it's like it's a weird. You have expectations and then things surprise you. It is a weird pride that I take in hearing back, like, your audience is so good. And I don't even know what that means half the time. I don't know if that means they're eating hummus or that probably means they're good tippers. But I think
they
also...
They order bottles. They're
right.
Low maintenance, but spend a lot and chill and kind. I think that's when the staff of a place, like, that's what they go off of.
It makes me want to go to other people's shows where they don't like them. Like, I want to see what that mayhem is.
Should I write it in the chat? I mean, I was opening for someone. They said that someone was opening for me and they opened for someone else. And said that person would end their shows early because their audience was just so blacked out and terrible that he hates them so much. He just is like, I'm out of here. And
wow.
I've heard this now from club to club about this one person where the audience is rough.
The tea is hot on the JTrain podcast in the first 5 minutes. So you're going to have to tell me what it is.
Should I? I'll put it in the chat.
You don't have to put it in the chat. I don't want to. Well, text it to me after. Obviously. Well, put it in the chat. I don't know.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Why not? Yeah, not a surprise. So,
okay. Wait, this is funny I'm on right now because this is kind of a JTrain thing to do. I did go to Vegas for 36 hours this weekend.
How was it? What did you do? Where did you stay? What did you eat?
Thank you for asking all of that. So it was Kara Clank's birthday. And it was
Kara Clank has been on this show, hilarious comic, your co-host on the That's Messed Up. Well, I want to come back to this, but to just put a button on great audiences, the SVU audience is like that murder mystery. I think I could have been an an investigative journalist type.
A lot of mom daughters come. A lot of mom daughters. The moms showed it to the daughters too early. It fucked them up for life, and now they come to our podcast together.
Do they feel like very similar? When they come to when you do the SVU live shows? Like, is it like they, do they in what way do they share SVU? Is it the murder of it? Is it the solving? Is it the tropes?
Women love, the Roman Empire trend that's happening right now. Like, how
I've heard a lot.
Men...
Yeah, I don't know how much I connect to it. It seems like one thing someone popular said, and now it's agreed upon by the internet. Like, it doesn't feel very. I went along with Betches interviewed me about it, like on a TikTok, and I was like, "Yeah, we love togas and murdering." Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I just went along with it, but I didn't really. It's not something that I like care about the Roman Empire.
No, but I think murder is that for women.
Right.
I think women are constantly like leaving parking garages and ready for an attack. And so in the SVU universe, it's a fantasy of the criminal justice system. They're going to solve the crime. Even if you don't want to press charges, they're going to press charges.
It's funny.
And so it makes you feel really cared for in this way. And it is really good. In the early seasons, one of the greatest showrunners of all time, Neil Baer. And it is incredible casting, well written, suspense, like funny moments. Like, it really is good. And I know a lot of procedurals you can make fun of. People think we watch because one time I did a Hallmark Christmas movie podcast and I came on ready to shit on it, but they like loved Hallmark Christmas movies and I was taken aback. Like, all my notes were like this garbage. And so sometimes people will talk to me and be like, "Oh God, it's good because it's bad," and I'm like, I have cried in multiple episodes. No, get the fuck away from me. I take this show very seriously. Yeah. But I understand the, 90% it's formulated the same way 90% of episodes.
Well, I have the same thing with The Bachelor. People want to tell me how much they hate it. I'm like, okay, well, I enjoy watching it and have my own way of watching it. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
When I go up to someone, I talk about The Housewives a lot, and I go, "Do you watch The Housewives?" And men sometimes will go, "Ugh, why would you even ask me that? Why would?" And I go, "I don't know, because it's something I spend most of my life doing. So why would I assume other people aren't watching? Like, I don't know."
It's an immature answer. It's an immature answer. I've referenced this many times. Where one time I posted a picture of, not to to bring it back up again. I guess this is the hummus episode. I posted a picture of hummus on my plate, and someone was like, "Ew, ew," and I was like, "This is like one of the top condiments, one of the top foods in the world."
There was more drama to this hummus thing, because I remember you posted about something that people were like, "No, you got to get this brand, or you got to do that."
That was a different hummus story.
No, you have multiple hummus social media.
I have a lot of hummus beef. They were basically, I was like, "This is the most delicious hummus I ever had." And people were like, "What about Sabra?" And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." Sabra, like, fine. I like, you're comparing like a restaurant made hummus to like, what? Well, I like Sabra. Like, you're not even in the conversation. Why are you trying to be involved with your garbage hummus that I like? And this isn't to say I don't eat Sabra. I like Sabra. Don't come after me. I'm just saying it's a different moment. When I post a restaurant quality homemade hummus, you go, "Ooh, what about my chocolate hummus?" It's like, get out of here.
And it's like, you will eat Sabra at a baby shower, sure. Right. But like, you cannot, and hopefully not. Honestly, if you're having a baby shower, you should be catering. But it's the same with movies where we were like, "Oh, how was it?" And it's like, it was what it was. Why can't things just be what they are?
Right.
Like,
it's always
I liked the Mario movie. Get over it. Like,
I liked it too.
Don't get it. Yes, I got a Switch. I bought a Switch. I've been playing Nintendo on flights.
Oh, big life update for Lisa. Everyone go you're in the gamer world. Wait, so let's go back to Vegas. So you go to Vegas.
So I was dreading. I was anxious. I don't know. I felt like a Real Housewives trip, honestly. And I've never gone to Vegas outside of work. And so I love dearly two of the people. One person I've met but I enjoy, and then one person I've never met before. And so that's, whatever. It was so fun. We're staying at Mandalay Bay. It was far, but we went on an NFL weekend, iHeart Music Awards, and Life is Beautiful festival. So
it was a big weekend.
It was so expensive. Vegas is, I don't know. I did lose a lot of money. Okay.
It's very expensive. Without the gambling, it's just like you can't, and everyone's just card out, throwing cards at stuff. And you don't even like calculate it until you take a moment to think about it. And you're like, oh my God, like I spent $32 on a salad. Like you can't even like come to terms with it. I actually have a question that is relates to this. Should we get into it? We'll come back to this. I want to get to this question. You ready?
Of course, yes.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Rookie bridesmaid, do I have to go to the second bridal shower? JTrain and esteemed guests, I'm still a newbie when it comes to weddings, so I apologize if what I'm asking is being a frugal asshole. My childhood friend, who I am close with, is getting married this October. I'm one of her bridesmaids. I'm attending her bridal shower and bachelorette party later in August, which I'm very excited to attend. In the mail, I just received an invite for her second bridal shower, which is 2 weeks after the bachelorette party. Note, for the second of these bridal showers, I have to fly across the state to attend each one. I want to be supportive, but it's hard to justify paying for 3 different flights in which I have to bring a gift for 2/3 of the events. And no, I'm not counting the wedding. Is this part of the bridal party contract? If so, do I pay the same amount for the second bridal shower gift? Or can I politely decline and tell her I see her at the first? Tell her I'll see her at the first one. Cheers, rookie bridesmaid. So on this note, we're getting invited.
It's been hard to be silent here. I've been wailing my arm. I'm like, get me into this conversation.
Yes.
You do not have to go. And I think it's crazy if it is expected of you. I think probably one set of in-laws or a best friend or a cousin, like people wanted to throw it. One's probably more family or the groom's side or something. You do not have to go to all of it. And a friend will understand if you say, I'm not going to be able to make that other one. Bridal shower to me, I'm foreign. I'm from the Soviet Union. So there's a little immigrant to me. What we do with weddings is insane. And like in our culture, if you host the birthday, like, people bring gifts, but you pay. Or people,
what do you mean?
No, like we would do a Russian restaurant party, right? Mm-hmm. We would rent a few tables at like a banquet hall, with a band, whatever. And if you come, you bring a gift, but like we're paying for the party. It's my party. I'm paying for all the food and booze. Very American. This happened in high school. My parents were confused. Was we would take our friends out to dinner and get them a gift. And my parents would be like, what the fuck? No, if you're hosting a party, you get a gift, or everyone pays for your dinner, but then you don't get a gift. Like,
right. It's one or the other. There's like a transitive property to this. Like
maybe I went too out of the scope of what we're talking about. But with this, it's like these brides, you're expecting too much. Like everyone is paying to go to all these things, and you have to buy a gift and the outfits and the unison hat and all this stuff. And it's like, get a grip. Get a grip. It's crazy. If you want to have all this, you fucking pay for your bridesmaids to come. Like,
this is
I had a 30th birthday. I paid for the fucking house that I rented.
Right. You said come to the house. I'm getting a house. Come. Well, here's what you're saying without saying it, because you said something very important in the beginning, and then it comes back to with the house. You said I've got the house. Come. That is actual communication. With this what you said in the beginning is there's only 2 bridal parties for a reason. There has to be a reason. They didn't just say, I want to have 2 bridal parties. I don't believe that there are people that are that garbage here on earth. What happened was an in-law.
I know a couple. They had 52 weddings in 1 year, one every week, where they would travel and have one of their parents' friends pay for a dinner, and she would wear her wedding dress and he would wear his suit. Every weekend, and then another set of like parents or like cousin or whatever would take them out to a dinner.
Did you meet at a mental institution? That's a crazy person.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
How do you know them? In what world?
So,
nobody says at number 35, hey, what's wrong with you people? Like, I mean, 52. Did they have an actual, was there like a big party, or is it just 52 individual dinners?
I was at Brooklyn with my dear friend. This is who I shouldn't say her name. Let's bleep that. So I was sitting. She's just so private. She's gonna be like, they'll know. Whatever, leave it. So
no, we'll delete. We'll get it. I'll tell.
Let me just start over. So this is wild. We were in Brooklyn one day, and she was telling us about this because her parents, or her husband's parents, someone did this, and we're sitting in Brooklyn smoking weed outside of a bar, and we see them. She goes, holy shit, that's them.
Bridal gown?
Like, yes, in the bridal gown, in the suit with a set, like old people, like, and they're walking to or from a dinner or something.
So you're sitting there going, I don't believe it.
And they walk
I don't
by.
believe it. Who would wear a wedding dress 52 weeks a year and then all of a sudden out comes a bride from dinner?
Yes. It was at, I wish I remember the venue. It was like, it had a, but like, yeah, it was like a Brooklyn comedy venue. We were like smoking weed outside.
I said 35. Like, are they religious? Are they from another country? Like,
No, it's people that are that self-involved and care that much. Like, I have somebody where they were looking for a babysitter for their family, and then it didn't work out with one babysitter. They're like, we don't want to hire her. And then the parent said, I just feel bad for her because she won't be able to hang out with my kid. Like, what? People are that wild.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Here's what this person needs to hear. People are that crazy. People are that self-involved. Here are two normal people looking at this situation going, in my mind, if I hear someone has a second bridal party,
I would never go to a bridal shower. I'm going to tell you this. I've only been in one wedding. I mean, maybe it's because I'm saying shit like this. I'm not going to a fucking bridal shower if it's out of the state. There's no way in hell. I'm going to get you one wedding present, and I'm going to go to the bachelorette, and I'm going to come with playlists. I'm going to bring the Molly. I'm going to take care of the Ubers. I'm going to be there for you.
Right.
I'm not fucking going to a brunch and eating a cucumber sandwich with your aunt. I'm not doing that. And that is, if you're friends with me and you ask me to be a part of your life, you're going to know that, and you're going to respect
I think
that.
a normal bride or groom, before receiving every invitation, they should come to you and tell you what the deal is so that you can make the right decision. Like if someone came to her and was like, hey, we're doing 2 bridal showers, both are no problem. Like what these brides and grooms need to do is they need to put an insert. There should be an insert in every invitation that it's like, hey, this is from my mother-in-law. She made me invite everybody, but you don't have to come. I will be unoffended. Like, you have to let people know the ones that will offend you and the ones that won't offend you. 2 bridal showers, nuh-uh. And it's thrown by the mother-in-law that she doesn't care about. She doesn't need all her friends there. It is to service the mother-in-law, not her, or a family member that's like, I want to do the bridal shower.
Exactly. You could, at the end of the day, you could be like, I can't swing it. I can't do another flight. Sorry.
Right.
And that should be acceptable. Like, you should only do things that you feel happy to be there for.
Right. It takes away from the whole,
because you're going to be resentful. It's
going
to be weird. Like, I always see a lot of times with weddings, people complain, like, how dare it be this or that? It's like, you could always not go. You should only go to things you're happy to go to. I love weddings, and I love the people in my life. Like, I will fly across an ocean. I will fly for one day. You
do go. And again, you are happy to be there.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be there. And then the people that are like, God, we got to go to Miami, do that. You don't have to. Like, and it does seem like she really likes this person and wants to do the bachelorette and the bridal. And
she wants to do the right thing.
She does not. She could be like, girl, I can't do another flight. Love you. I'm not leaving the state for a bridal shower.
Right.
No way.
And I would even do a little bit of like, which bridal shower is the one you need me at? Because
that's a great idea.
Right. And at least you do a little, like, it's a little bit of a dig of like, hey, there's 2. And then it's a little bit of like, hey, choose your own adventure. Which one do you need me at? Because I can do one. I'm sorry.
I talk you up all the time. You give great advice. Advice. And that is a good one. You can be like, I can't do both. Which one would you prefer? That's a basic.
Which one do you need me at? JTrainPodcast@gmail.com, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Lisa Traeger at Glitter Cheese. So, Lisa, you're on the road with the SVU show, but what else is going on?
So I am doing some stand-up, but what I would love people to know is me and Kara are doing some big venues. So we're doing the Wilbur in Boston for the first time.
What's the date on the Wilbur in Boston?
The Wilbur in Boston is 10/19, October 19th.
2 weeks. Get out there. We got to get people out there. And it's
Chicago,
a fun show.
November 5th, we're doing Park West.
Park West, great venue. I've done it. Music venue, fun. And where else?
Oh, everywhere. We're on like a 21 city tour. So we're doing like a Northeast chunk, a Midwest chunk.
What do you do with the show? Give me what the SVU stuff. What is the run of show?
So for the podcast, we cover the crime also that the episode's based on. We're not going to be talking about that live. We do the fun episodes that are not based on crimes, that are more campy, a little sillier. You will not see like baby incest. There's not. Good. A baby's not going to have syphilis. We're not going to do those. We're going to do the ones where it's like, alcoholic. And they're just fun. I mean, honestly,
When you do them, what do you
dark
do?
at SVU. I was about to say it, and I was like, actually, it does sound dark. It does sound dark.
Well,
we have to, but so we have a slideshow, and it's us just recapping an episode of SVU and talking and asides, of course. And then we have really fun slideshows and PowerPoints that we do with the episodes. But it's us just recapping an episode of SVU, and it's a 2-hour show. We really talk a lot.
So if you like SVU, you're gonna love it. If you love SVU, you're gonna be obsessed.
Yeah, we convert a lot of boyfriends. A lot of people enjoy it. I mean, me and my friend, we do have a really good dynamic. It is what it is.
Chicago, Park West, Boston, the Wilbur Theater. Go to lisatraeger.com.
I don't know. Probably glitter. Go to the link tree. Go to the link tree.
Glitter cheese. At glitter cheese link tree. Go, go, go. You're going to love the show.
Like, being a comedian is for people who can't really do much else in life. And then I'm a comedian and I have to do so much stuff. Like, I have to run a website. Get the fuck out of my life. Like, there's just so many things that come with being a comedian.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
As a guy playing golf currently, you got to know your short game, your long game, your comedy game. There's just so many things to do. I can't believe I just did a golf reference with Lisa here. It went right. She literally turned off. I thought she froze. Okay, JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain. Do I need to tell my boyfriend about a past relationship with a coworker?
Wait, I want to do one of my issues in Vegas that I had. I booked the dinner reservations. Saturday night, killed it. Delicious. I've kind of fucked up Friday night. So Saturday we went to RPM at the Caesars shops, and it was just fucking awesome.
Juliana Rancic.
Yeah, and the Chicago one is delicious, and it was close because we went to Drag Race Live. That's at the Flamingo. And so
how was Drag Race Live?
I lost my voice. I'm sick. I don't know if you can hear. I am struggling to live.
It was great.
Breathe. It was because they don't announce which queens are there each night. So Kennedy Davenport, which is one of my favorite queens, came out. I lost it. I mean, we were hammered by this point. I could not have screamed harder.
What a moment.
Excited. It was so
What
fun.
a moment that's perfect for a drag race show, like a RuPaul drag race show, because like people have their favorites. They have the rookie cards that they have. Like they have their and who will play it up more than a drag racer, a drag queen to come out and love that people are eating up that they're the special guest. That's fun.
Oh, yeah. And then the set looks like the workroom from the episode. But there is a lot of commercials. There's a lot of screen time. RuPaul's selling an app. She's selling, it is non-stop commercials. Okay. But no, it was amazing. So I killed at dinner Saturday night. RPM was delicious, drinks. But the first night, so we stayed at Mandalay Bay, which has a lot of hauntings, I would say, and the cyber attack. But on top of it, yeah, that's where the tragedy happened. And then a couple weekends ago, there was a cyber hack. Did you hear about it?
I haven't.
There was a huge cyber hack where they went into the Caesars and MGM and stole everyone's information. Caesars paid them off $30 million and got to run. MGM shut everything down. Key cards weren't working. Internet wasn't working. Slot machines. They're still coming back from this giant hack.
Aye.
It was wild, but we were there. But in my head, we're arriving late Friday, and I was like, "Oh, we should do dinner at this hotel, so we don't have to rush anywhere. Like we could just change, go right to dinner." And then we went to more poppin' places, but we were the only table at dinner.
To me, Friday night arrival. You do you, boo. Friday night arrival. You get your tummy full. We're going out. We got to go. You have to eject into the weekend. In my opinion. The dinner, the big dinner is when people are ready for the big dinner. When people can do shower, change, it becomes a north light, a beacon for the whole day. Because dinner's at 7. We got to leave at 5.
Dinner was at 9.
But even so, I'm just saying, whatever time the dinner is, dinner's at 9. So you start shifting your cruise ship towards dinner at 9. When it's Friday night and you're getting together for dinner, everyone's on their own travel thing. People are annoyed. It's like the Friday Night Late Show. People are angry. When we do a weekend at a club, they always tell you the Friday Night Late Show is going to be horrible because people woke up as if it's a weekday and went to bed as if it's a weekend. So they're all fucked up and weird. So you want to get that Friday early show energy.
I know the dinner was good. It was fine, but it was
I'm sure
just
it was
like,
fine.
oh, I want it. And then we went out and had a great time until 4. But I was because I booked it all. I was like, oh.
Right.
But then Saturday, the best is Cabana from 10 to 5, baby.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
We got there at like 10:30, and we didn't go back up to our rooms till 5 p.m. Yeah,
And this
Cabana,
was what hotel?
baby.
Cabana.
The Mandalay Bay. So it was like they have like 3 pools, hot tubs, but they have a lazy river and a wave
Love
pool.
it. See, this
And
is what I would like. I need
and we
that in
got
my club
booze
experience.
up. It was really fun. But this is something I didn't know about. So obviously you pay for all your food and drinks, and then also you pay for the cabana, and it's a separate bill. And there's a tip line on the cabana, and I ended up tipping for both.
It's tough because they have us by the balls. All of us feel a lot of guilt. We don't want to be that guy. We want to be tipping the right people, but you go, who is getting these tips? Or is it being pooled anyways and they're thinking they're taking advantage of drunk people? Because did someone put the towels on the chairs? You know what I'm saying? You get the cabana.
Yeah,
did someone fix up the cabana? And that to me, that's a cash five. Okay, well, that's to me, that's a 10. Here's a 10. Thank you for everything.
I
the wait staff taking care
on the cabana. How much the cabana cost?
That's a lot to me.
Of course it is. I feel like, oh my God.
Let's get to the emails. JTrain podcast.
But anyways, getting hammered in a pool all day, having a great dinner, then a show, and then losing hundreds of dollars at roulette. That's a good Saturday.
It's a great Saturday. It's the reason to be in a relationship. There's no like idea of like, let's go out and meet someone tonight. Like, it's a great like, hey, we did the day. I would want that, and then in bed by 9. I'd be okay with a 9 p.m. Kepi on the pillow. We're sponsored, people. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. When your mental health starts to slip, everything else can quickly take a nosedive. If you're totally overwhelmed and have forgotten how to find the bright side of life, talking to a professional could be just what you need. BetterHelp's online therapy is incredible. You can talk to a licensed therapist through video chat, by phone, or even by message. Getting the help you need has never been easier. Okay, I love BetterHelp because it's a great, to go back to Lisa, great toe in the water. It's a great toe into the cabana water, into the wave pool of mental health. If you are someone who's never been to a therapist, if you're looking for an easier way to find the right therapist for you and not have to go through word of mouth, not have to like Google therapy, this is a great way because they have a fantastic marketplace. All you do, take a quick quiz to get matched with a licensed therapist. If you ever need to switch therapists, you can change anytime for no additional charge. No questions asked. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JTrain today to get 10% off your first month. That's better, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/JTrain, BetterHelp.com/JTrain. Okay, so let's get to this email. You ready, Lisa?
I am ready.
Do I need to tell my boyfriend?
That commercial really hit me, though. I was like, I do need help seeing the brighter side of life.
Do you? Listen, and to me, what's better than just like easing into it like a lazy river? JTrain and brilliant guests. Feather, I'll get right to it. I used to work for an agency that worked with a brand. When I was at the agency, I had a very brief fling with a coworker. This was about 6 months ago. We kissed drunk after a work party, then we went on one date where I decided I wasn't into it and broke things off. He continued to pursue me, and I had to have a conversation with him 3 times about how I just wanted to be friends, to the point where it got a little awkward. Fortunately, we both left the agency short after and haven't seen each other in about 4 months. Pretty much immediately after my date with this coworker, I met my boyfriend, and we started dating about 2 months later. Fast forward to now, both me and that coworker got hired by the brand we work with, and we now work together again on this at this brand. I'm still with my boyfriend, and things are going great. Me and the coworkers' roles are such that we barely see each other, but we still work together occasionally when we throw events or do photo shoots. And this will involve traveling and going to events together, where he probably will meet my boyfriend at some point. My question is, do I need to tell my boyfriend about any of this history? It was brief, but it was something. It was somewhat significant, and I can't decide if it's the right thing to do to tell him the background before he meets this coworker. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this. Oh, wise one. Best just trying to be a good girlfriend. What do you think, Lisa?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, my initial instinct would be just to be like, hey, you're going to meet this coworker. I did go on a date with him. He's a weirdo. So just heads up, he might do something
Right.
weird, like kind of make fun of him, be like, "Ugh, big mistake," but he's gonna be there. Then we can laugh about what a little weirdo he is later.
Right.
So that's where my initial instinct went, but I have no idea really.
I know. I kind of like the lightness of that. Like, there's this. I guess the struggle is, if I bring it up now before they meet, and it's like, how much am I thinking about this? She's obviously thinking about it a little bit, but she's not thinking about it so much that it needs to be a big thing. She really just wants to like say, like, she doesn't want to be blamed for it in the future, where like, then they meet and the guy, what she thinks, what she fears might happen is never going to happen. Like, this guy at a company drinks, looks at your boyfriend, and goes, "Oh, guess we were both barking up the same tree." Like, it turns into a big piece of shit. He probably won't say anything because he's embarrassed that you didn't want to go out with him again. So I think what you just said makes it light and just gets it off of your chest. This is about you, not the boyfriend doesn't care. The former fling doesn't care.
I guess where it's weird, I guess also another fear probably for her is they are traveling for events or shoots.
Right.
And so if she doesn't just say something and brush it off, then if that guy does mention something at an event and then you're like, wait, you're fucking traveling with this guy and you didn't tell me, like, I could see how it could turn into something that it never was or even is. Right. So I think that's where she might be coming from too. Or we've just added more fears to you. You're welcome. But
well, sometimes like just getting in front of it is just like, hey, just wanted to say something in case this would ever come up, even though I don't think it would. I'm working with a guy that I went on one date with.
And you could be like, what are the chances we got hired at the same place again? Be like, how fucking crazy. We worked at this other job and now we're at this other job. This is wild that would happen. Right.
And I'm not, and I know you don't care and I know it would never come up, but this is for me. I think when you say this is for me, I felt weird. Not because I like this guy, but because I like you. And it would be
a great line. Write that.
That's a good line. Not because I like this guy, but because I like you. I felt weird that we have this history. And if it was ever going to come up, which I don't even think it would, I want you to know that that's that's water under the bridge. We went on one date, just like you told us here. After we made out, we went on one date. I decided it wasn't for me. He wanted to go on more dates. It got a little weird. I ended it. We're cool. It's nothing. So now you just like plain and simple. I think that's like make the wet towel dry is kind of the move. But would you
do it way in advance or would you do it on the way to an event? Be like, oh, by the way, this guy's going to be here.
I think way in advance.
Way in advance. It's okay.
But this is easier advice to give than to take. Believe me, I am not way in advance guy. Like, I am by no means. I'm, apologies, I fucked up guy more than I am way in advance guy. But I think if you can just be like, if you're sitting there and you go, I don't know. The problem, as most things are, is how does it come up? So you go like, hey, random thing, like you're just sitting on the couch. Like, do you say, oh, I got matched with this new guy at work today. I just want to let you know we went on a date. I know you wouldn't care. It felt weird to me, and I wanted to like get in front of it and talk to you about it. Boom.
Yeah.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast.
You're wearing a golf shirt right now.
I'm golfing. I just went out and played and then came here to chit chat with you. I'm in Boca. Like I'm trying to pick it up. It's a whole thing. It's not, obviously it's not easy. My dad's really good and plays every day. And like, I came here like happy with myself, like feeling good about my progress. I literally went to the driving range. I showed him. I was like, look, it went straighter. And he was like, all right. And then he gave me like 30 other directions. And now it's all in my head. And now I suck again. Like now I'm thinking too much.
Do you have to be good at it to have fun?
Yeah. I mean, depending on who you play with. I think like if you're playing with like a bunch of friends and everyone's fucking around and you're drinking on the course, like there's nothing better. Like I go by myself. I just go by myself and there's a cart guy and I have a drink and I'm on my phone and it's something to do in between being on my phone, which is most things in my life. And then when it's like my dad and I, it's like, all right, every shot, you better not make us walk, shorter than, better not make this go slow. And you're like, I don't know. I'm not good. I play once every month.
Because with my Mario thing, like, I want to win. I want to beat the game. That is a goal for me. Like, couldn't do it as a child, and I really would love to be able to beat the game. It seems impossible. But my Kara was just like, oh, I would not be able to win once and throw it to the side and never play it again. She's like, I would get so frustrated I'm not winning, and I would just stop. And for me, like, I'm having a good time, and is it annoying I die? Sure, then I go play Aladdin for a little bit. But, like, I don't need to be the top gamer.
Well, you don't need to get it done within the next week. You're enjoying the process.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Mario Kart. Would you want to race someone who couldn't race?
I don't know if I would care because I'm the one who can't race. Mario Kart is hard for me. The swirl, that was hard. The swirl thumb action on the controller. But because all the other characters are there, like, do you need that person to be competitive? You can compete with the other characters.
I guess the difference is the other person doesn't slow you down. But if
you're slowing your dad down, and you are bringing down the free last name, and he is humiliated by you.
Let's get to the sponsors. If you're going for the clean-shaven look but hate the mess of a wet shave, Manscaped has something for you. The Handyman, Manscaped's new electric face shaver, lets you shave up to 3 days of growth. No water or shaving cream required. No matter what you want, the Handyman is here to help. The 5-minute quick charge feature is a lifesaver, and rechargeable battery offers 60 minutes of runtime. Equipped with Manscaped's skin-safe technology to help reduce nicks and cuts, and you'll feel confident going for that close shave even right before a big event. Okay, I am a user of it. I am enjoying it. I go for that, like, 1-day growth look. I love it. I think you guys are all going to like it. And it's also really comfortable shave. I just love what Manscaped does. Manscaped is turning the bathroom into a spa for men in a way it's never been. For men, the idea, women get to go to Sephora and choose and pick and go and use and put on a face mask and feel like they had a night. Manscaped is doing that for us. If you're a guy on the go, never leave the Handyman at home. Perfect for travel. It both compact and airplane friendly. Get 20% off and free shipping with code JTrain at manscaped.com. That's 20% off. It's a lot of money. 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Code JTrain. Hit the refresh button with the Handyman. Manscaped.com. Code JTrain. Here with Lisa Traeger. Choo-choo. We're on the train. Let's do Other People My Boyfriend Can Confide In. Jared, congrats on Netflix. I feel like a proud friend. I'm so excited to watch it and see you again in Boston. Can't wait. As for Boston, I'm on the road, people. If you are listening right now, I'm going to be in Seattle, Washington. We added a second show. Charlotte, North Carolina. Philadelphia, we added a second show. Syracuse. D.C., we added a second show. Baltimore, Dania Beach, Portland, Phoenix, San Diego. Boston, second show added. Chicago, second show added. Boston and Chicago, Lisa will be there too. Go watch Lisa in the fall and then come see me in the spring. That's a perfect amount of time between going to shows. That's all you need. So you got Lisa in the fall in a couple weeks, and then I'll be there in the spring.
And then I'm doing stand-up as well. We got Vermont, Pittsburgh, Salt Lake, San Diego, LA, and New York through that. Well, New York sold out. No big deal.
Hey, I know. Love Vermont. So you're going to have such a fun time in Vermont.
I'm going to eat a maple creamy, and I can't
love a creamy.
Wait. I just want maple all over me. I can't wait.
Great club. You're going to get good clips. They videotape.
I have a question for you. Do you read bad reviews of your podcasts or never?
I don't read reviews.
Ever?
I've gone down rabbit holes. Why? Did you just read a bad review?
Not about you. That would be insane.
Hey, did you hear? Asshole 23 hates you. Yeah.
Those are the worst types of people. I had this. Someone sent me a screenshot of someone saying something mean about me, and it's like, why did I need to see this?
Right. That's the thing. I for me, it's like I put on this show. I have fun doing it. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. If people are hurt by the things that happen on it, they can opt out. But that's not the goal of the show. This isn't this isn't gotcha comedy. We're having fun talking about chit-chatting. So to me, it's what review? To me, it's I get sometimes people write things to get things out of their system. sometimes people can email. You can email through my site. Like, that's a better review to me. Go right, I'll see the email if you go through my website. That's a better way to like get me, because I'll read it.
I will look at them every 4 to 7 months, I would say. There's like a day something happens where I go, you know what? Let me see what's up.
I know the mood that you're in when you do it, because I've been in that mood, and you're like, let me just tear myself apart. And it's not healthy. I don't know. Like, I was just it was nice to get on Zoom with you because I was in a mood, and I was like, it felt like I was like scrolling, and I was like, is everything negative today? Like, I like really, you're on a string of like TikToks, and you're like, is everything like Karen's going crazy, and I gotcha, and this guy's a piece of shit?
Is so reckless. It's like you're looking at animals hugging, you're looking at a sweet baby, you're looking at a comedy clip, and then it's like, here's a video of an amazing young boxer who got hit in the head and he's paralyzed for life. And I'm like,
what? Don't even say that out loud. It's going to end up on my feed.
I'm like, this is going to horrify me for life. The image forever will never leave my brain. These kinds of stories, that's for life. You can't do that, Instagram. You can't just, like, we're at the cabana and my friend's on her pool and she's like, oh God, I have to put this down. And it was just like, she lost her family at 9/11. And it's like, you can't just throw this into our feeds when we're at a cabana.
It happens with messages,
I'm already
too.
sad. It's like, what the fuck? No, one of the bad reviews, like, I look at our 1-star reviews, and I do look at other podcasts' 1-star reviews, because I like to see who the Kara is and who the Lisa of the group. Okay. So, like, because I get more vicious 1-stars, I would say, than my co-hosts. And so I try to find my parallels in other duo podcasts.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
This is crazy. Yeah.
It is crazy. But one of the bad ones that we get that I can't even believe is they're like, oh, could you just stop plugging tour dates? It's so annoying and it's not going to age well. And it's like, we got to sell tickets. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's our podcast that you listen to for free. Why wouldn't I tell you I'm going to be in DC or whatever? Right. It's just like, what are you thinking? And it's just one that kind of stuck with me where I'm like, why wouldn't we promote our stuff on our own show?
So, I mean, it's to me, it's like, I can understand it. Like, I guess, if I was to empathize with the murderer in this case, because to me, they're an asshole. Like, all you're doing is being like, hey, if you like this fun thing, I do this other fun thing that's like tangential to this. I think you're going to like it. Come, bring friends. It's going to be fun. Like, all you're doing is saying to them, hey, this will be fun. Like, at its core, it's like the nicest thing you could ever say to someone. Hey, you're invited to come have fun with me, where I'm going to be having the most fun, the thing I love doing most, where all I care about is you laughing. Like, at its core, like, what a horrific thing to, like, be against, like...
Well, or lots of things. There's just certain things where they're like, oh, God, they're just got to talk. And it's like, I think that about certain shows. I would never tell people to their face that.
Right.
Like, of a free show I'm watching.
Well, I even hate when someone's like someone laughs at you. Have you ever had this where you're like, oh, and like, I have my show. Oh, I'm not going to go. And you're like, well, okay. That's like the most rude way to like talk to someone. I don't care if you like one thing. Like, oh, well, I'm not going to go. Like, people do this to people.
The things people say to us, I don't think the general public could not even believe what we go through with the things that people say to me. Well, a girl came up to me, meeting me in Denver, a line of people that obviously like me. They're waiting to come take a photo with me. And she goes up and goes, oh my God, you have Jew legs.
What does that even mean?
That's what I said. I go, what? And she goes, like mine. And I'm like, okay, like, I hate you.
Right. Like mine.
She goes, look at your knees. Yeah, she goes, look at your knees. And I'm like, okay, let's take a photo, bitch. Like, I don't know what to do. People say wild things.
Also, you have worked through your body stuff in a way that got you to Jew knees where you can have fun with it. I haven't been on that journey. The idea like that you are at the destination with her, and it's like crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It's a wild thing to say. People do, they just don't think you're a person. I don't know what it is, but sometimes the things that are said to us after shows, or like it was like a full 2 hour, and those are the things that stick with you. Not the 180 people that were nice. It's like the one person that's like, I really didn't like this. And it's but why are you telling me?
It's also, well, if people want to subscribe to the Patreon, I tell a story about doing pictures after the show in Atlanta that, Lisa, I will tell you about. It was the craziest picture scenario. And here's the thing, and what made me reminded of it is what you just said. 9 out of 10 picture experiences are the most wonderful, heartwarming, amazing connections with people you will ever have. Total strangers who are like, thank you, I had a blast. And you go, thank you for coming and having a blast. It's like a total magical moment. And then you'll have that one person who comes up to you and is just like a total monster. And you're like, oh my God, like, maybe, this is why people don't invite you to parties. Like, you want to tell them, like, hey, let me be your intervention. This is why your wife has to, like, not have friends. Like, this is why.
Yeah, someone's boyfriend you could tell the girl kept going, stop talking, because he was just humiliating her. Because he came up to us, because we recapped the SVU show, but he came up to us we're meeting everyone, and he goes, that cum joke you did, that was so bad. That was a hack joke. And it's a 2-hour show, right? And
out of your mind?
But yeah. I go, oh, that wasn't our joke. That was in the show. We recap a show, and that was like a funny line for a forensic pathologist to say. Right. He did say come again in it. And then even on the way out, after we took the photo and everything, he goes, that one joke, it really made me cringe. And I'm like, I don't know how you have found a girlfriend, but good for you.
Right, you also missed the whole thing. We were making fun of the fact that someone did that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to just be like, whatever, look at all these lovely other people. But it's like a brain thing because it teaches you so then you can protect yourself or something. And I'm like, honestly, I'd rather forget all the mean things people have said to me. Like, why?
Well, it makes us, to the point, it makes us worse comedians, makes us worse podcasters. Like, there are some people, and like, sometimes, we're down this road right now where you're talking about like this one person and you're like, what are we talking about? Like, we're talking about a monster. It's like the most boring conversation. That we're talking about a crazy person as if they're like actual members of society. They're not. They're garbage. They're idiots. I don't know. It just like drives me crazy. We put so much attention. It's our fault.
It is our fault. It really is our fault. It's humiliating, of course. And I'm sorry I wasted precious moments of your golf time and Boca experiences talking about, you're right, these lunatics that, right. I mean, just this weekend in Vegas, something is growing on my face and it's like I'm going to the doctor, I'm aware. And someone legit was just like, oh, you got something on your face. Oh, it's a mole. And I like, and then they went, oh, but it's cute. And I went, oh, is it? Is it cute? And
now it is.
Away.
Who were they?
A person on our trip.
Oh. I thought it was a random person at the Mandalay Bay. I thought it was just someone by the water fountain.
No, someone that I had to have continued interactions with.
I would never look at them in the eye again.
I need advice from you. No, let's give some more advice.
Do you need some advice? I got one right here.
Okay.
I've been with my boyfriend for 2.5 years. We lived together. We were both in our early 30s. He has a lot of friends and is close with his family, yet I feel like I am the only one he confides in about non-surface level things based on how he basically said he doesn't really talk about these things with other people. I'm really glad that we're comfortable talking about different things with each other, but I don't want to be the only one he does this with, and some topics I'm not the right person for. For example, it's interesting. Most girlfriends, or I shouldn't say most, I don't want to judge this person, but like a lot of girlfriends I would assume want these like only me interactions.
Yeah, I just am thinking of a friend in particular where she doesn't want to be the mother or the therapist figure in her romantic partnership. And so to her, it's like, okay, you can't take out all of your emotional problems on me. I can't be the only person that is hearing about all this stuff. Like, you need to go to a therapist. Because it affects the person too. The dumping, it's like, oh fuck, this person's in a bad mood and I have to save and I have to do all this. And if it's consistently that, it's like, no, you need to go talk to your guy friends at the bar because right. I'm tired of hearing about whatever.
This person writes, for example, it's clear that he has had self-esteem and body issues since he was young. Since I've known him, he's been active and in shape, but has a challenge with feeling good about what he eats sometimes. Example, will eat desserts brought to his office even if he isn't hungry or didn't mean to eat more than one brownie. He recently has gotten into a very good routine.
Oh, I can never understand eating brownies when you're not hungry. Oh, I don't know. Who is this guy? You should go meet Jew Legs.
Two lunatics.
I've never understood more than eating cupcakes. Like what? I don't know how.
I'm happy for him. However, I've worked really hard to overcome so he has lost a lot of weight, which I'm happy for. However, so he recently has gotten to a very good routine, according to him. He has lost a lot of weight, which I'm happy for him. However, I have worked really hard to overcome my own food and body-related issues over the last 10 years or so. And I've been trying very hard to stay positive after gaining 20 pounds in a short amount of time from a medication change. So I've asked him to stop talking about weight loss numbers or saying things like, I worked out so I can eat this thing in front of me. So 2 questions. Why does he and so many other guys I know talk about more surface-level things with their closest friends? 2, he's been interested and open to speaking with a therapist before because he also has a lot of heavy family things he's been trying to deal with, but he hasn't taken steps to do it. I have fallen into a quasi-therapist role with previous boyfriends, and I don't want to be in that role again. Plus, I'm not a therapist. How do I bring this up to him when he starts talking to me about things that I'm not the right person for? Thanks. This is interesting because I don't know if their question is really their question. Like, it feels like the question is really like, hey, I have my own body related stuff, and like, why does he have to like put this on me? I don't know. What do you think of this, Lisa?
Yeah, I took it in a way different place. Like when she was like, I was talking about therapy and emotional stuff and all this. What is service level conversations? I don't get that.
I guess she's saying, like, I don't know if why won't he talk about his body issues to his buddies? Like, it's just not something. I don't know if that's really the solution. Like, I don't think that's
the solution is, hey, I have my own food issues and it's really hard for me to listen to you talk. I'm so supportive of you. I'm proud of you. It is awesome. And maybe we can revisit this, but could you just not, I can't hear about your dieting right now.
Right.
It's
and understand,
me.
Well, also understand there's 2 people going through this.
Yeah.
Like, I think like that's what he's not understanding. It's like, you're not the only one with problems. Like, when I hear that you lost 30 pounds and you're proud of yourself, I've gained 20. Like, I feel it kind of feels like she's not confiding in him.
Yeah,
because like, if she opened up to him and was like, hey, there's 2 people in this house, you're going through a food thing, like, you're not really, maybe she needs to confide in him, or like maybe needs to again, like, I agree with you, like, hey, this subject isn't good for me right now. But even saying that's like an admission to him, like, hey, like, I'm going through my own thing, and you're not really asking about me. It feels like you lay on my couch, you feel better, and then I feel worse. What's going on? When can I open up to you? And that's going to be 2 ways. Like, he's got to ask you some questions. How you feeling today? What's wrong? Can I talk to you? And you got to say, hey, I got maybe confide in him a little bit. I'm not saying to make him your therapist. I think like it feels like there's. I think, like, again, we just gave an ad for BetterHelp. That's a great way to get it. I do believe in what I say. That's a great toe in the water. It's a great first entree into the world of therapy. It might be good for your boyfriend. Here's the other thing, though. Like, you got to open up to your boyfriend a little bit and let him know, like, these things hurt you, and not because he's trying to hurt you, but because you're going through your own thing.
And mixing with both the things that you just said, maybe you guys could go to a couples therapist and kind of talk about these things, and then be like guided into how to talk about these things.
Right.
Because like you said, there's deeper stuff where it's body stuff, and he might not even have noticed that you gained 20 pounds. Or you know what else is kind of hard? It's like when you tell someone you're working on something, but then you fail at it, or not fail, life's a journey, but like, and then someone's on you being like, I thought you're not eating that, or I thought you're not doing that, I thought you quit smoking. And so that's kind of a fear where if she does open up and she is like, I want to do this, and then is he going to be annoying? Like, I wonder if that's like a fear or something too, where you don't.
That would be a fear of mine.
And I'm always talking about smoking weed, and I'm sparking up on this podcast as we sit. Like, And then I feel work. There's like this one of the therapists on the internet I follow. She said something. She's like, "You want to feel good about yourself? Do what you say." And I was like, go fuck yourself. Because I feel like every night I'm like, I'm going to do all this the next day. And then I don't do it. And then, of course, I feel shitty. And it's like such simple advice. Just don't lie to yourself. And I can't even do it. I can't even do it. And I'm like looking at this, like my messy kitchen, and I have to clean it. And I'm like, but no, I have, but.
Well, I think to get deeper, this is the hardest part about living with someone. This is the hardest part about like being a partner to someone. Is like when you're alone, when you're single, when you're living alone, it is the easiest thing in the world to go, tomorrow's going to be a better day. And having a quiet conversation with yourself and saying, Monday, diet starts tomorrow. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to stop smoking weed on Mondays. And then I'm going to like only drink on Thursdays. And you're going to have that conversation with yourself. When you live with someone, when you're in a relationship, you look at someone else and you say, and you confide in them, you go, yeah, no, this is the week. And then it's this, when it's never the week. And now instead of it's just you going, because what you do with yourself is you give yourself leeway. You go, holidays, and I had a good Monday, so I'll have an okay Tuesday. And maybe I didn't get to Thursday, but I did a good Monday, and it's like good enough for you. When you live with a partner who doesn't, and again, I'm not saying they're a bad partner, a good partner. I'm just saying like sometimes another person becomes this like embarrassing mirror to yourself. Like, oh, I didn't do the thing I said I would do Sunday, and now I've told someone else about it. Oh, and so this kind of like pushes you away from people. It makes it so you're not confiding them in the way she isn't really confiding in her boyfriend. And maybe he's more okay with like, maybe that's the way he's motivated, is like, to have his girlfriend hear him say, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, and then he does it. And then she's like not motivated the same way. I don't know. I've had this in my personal life where I think about like, the idea of it's easier to disappoint yourself than someone else. And I think like when you live with someone, you kind of hold back a little more because you're like, I don't want to get called out on, I thought you were going to stop smoking weed. I dealt with that myself, and I forgot to have a meeting with you, like where I took it back, Yeah.
Everything is hard, man. No, but I like the idea of couples therapy. I feel like all my friends that are like kind of thriving or in good places check in and do couples therapy and like just have someone there to guide the convo and help it stay good and productive, and a place where if someone is having trouble opening up, like it seems she might, we're guessing, it's like a safe space to do that.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com, JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We're here with Lisa Traeger. Lisa, we're going to do one more. Everyone go follow Lisa at Glitter Cheese on Instagram. All the tour dates are there. 21 cities.
Oh, it's Yom Kippur. I was like, why are you in Boca? It's a heavy Jew week.
Heavy Jew week.
We're podcasting on Yom Kippur.
I know. We did it. We're about to talk about European Bumble speed dating. This one seems fun.
God.
This is a fun last one.
I don't know if there's anything I could be less experienced in.
So maybe we do this other one.
No, aerospace engineering, then Bumble, speed date, Tinder, Europe. That sounds sexy.
Well, I like this one for you because you hash it out with friends a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot of problems.
Can I uninvite people from my wedding?
Yeah, please, let's do this.
Okay,
come on.
Jared, an hilarious guest. I have yet another wedding situation for you. My fiance and I are getting married in 4 months, and I'm starting to work on formal invitations that I'm making myself. We sent out save the dates about a year out because it's around the holidays, so we wanted people to have plenty of notice. Since then, I've had a few guests that I've reached out to multiple times for normal things, replying to IG stories, etc. And they've ghosted me, like zero engagement. One of them is a friend I was very close with in college and postgrad. This makes me not want them at the wedding anymore because what fun would they be? Plus, I have several maybe invited people that I feel like I'd rather have there. How would you handle this situation? Look forward to hearing you hash this out over the sound of my Cricut addressing envelopes. I don't know. Maybe they may have a misspelling. What do you think of this?
So I actually know of someone who got a save the date for a wedding and then never got an invite and was just never invited to go. And it's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't have to send anyone an invite. Like you said, like the save the date doesn't matter, and they could just see it on Instagram and be mad. It seems like they're not really engaging in the friendship anyways. You owe no one anything. You don't have to say anything, do anything. Just don't send them an invite. You're done.
Wow. So just a total ghosting.
They ghosted her response. It happens. You sent it. You made a mistake. You're oh, I'm sorry. We got. If you do get confronted, you could lie and be like, I'm sorry, the venue had a less capacity. We had to do this. We couldn't afford. You just fucking lie.
It is an interesting thing because it's like, do you really need to have this like big breakup? Like, can you just say like
you don't have to do anything.
I did a save the date. I didn't really hear from you. The friendship changed. I guess the one thing that sucks is that they're like making them save a date. Like you've told them like keep this open. So we don't know what level of keeping open they've done. But I'm more towards your side on the just like let it go. Have your wedding, move on. But you're going to have to like, and again, I guess to the emailer, you're going to have some sort of mental math to do with this. Like it's going to weigh on you a little bit. Like it's going to be, you don't think so?
No, because like, I feel bad. I am no longer friends with someone and I was in their wedding and I do feel bad. I'm in all the pictures and stuff. But there are people even then she's like, I wish I didn't invite these people. I wish I invited them. Like no matter what you do, there's going to be people you're like, ugh, they shouldn't be here. I should have done that. Or, oh, maybe I would have wanted this cousin here. Like no matter what, that's going to happen. Also, cut to 5 years from now, you might not talk to half the people at your wedding. Like if you get married at 22, by 30, you do not talk to your, like, maybe life is seasons, friendship is seasons, people change. So it's like, you shouldn't worry about, I always go back to this one time where me and a few roommates were having a Super Bowl party and we wanted to invite these people, but we're like, well, we have to invite this person if we invite this person. And then, but it'll be rude if we don't invite this person. So we ended up inviting all these people we didn't even want to be there. And the people we really wanted to be there were like, oh, we actually want to watch the game. That's too many people for us. Like we might skip out. And so it's like the few 5 people we actually wanted to hang out with were not in an ideal situation because they wanted to pay attention to the game. And then we had all these like obligatory invites that we felt like we had to invite that ruined the vibe. And that's when I learned like you do not owe anyone anything. And this happens a lot here, even when we're grown-ups, where it's like, oh, you're doing this, like why wasn't I invited to this or this and that? And it's like adults are allowed to hang out without you or without each other, right? Or do an event.
It goes back to what you said in the beginning, like do the things you're happy to do, and it'll be so it's like invite the people you're happy to have there.
Yes.
Don't bring in people that you're gonna have this like thing against that you go, well, I had, you can't stay angry through this whole process. Maybe she said she's making the invitations. Maybe she makes a few invitations and with a fun poem like roses are red, violets are blue. Hey, you never...
Are you being sarcastic? This happened on The Real Housewives of Miami. Do you know this? This
really?
Just happened. Yes, this past season. Yeah. Someone sent a disinvite email, letter, like a huge thing that you are no longer invited. Thank you.
Yeah, put them all on one, group email, and they can all like, maybe get together and do their own thing on the date that they saved. But I think like an invitation with a cute poem like roses are red, violets are blue. You never responded to my Instagram story, so you're gone, bitch. Something fun.
I would hate if I got like uninvited from a person's thing because I didn't respond to an Insta story. Like that would.
It seems small.
It seems really small because I'm someone that like I get a lot of messages. I also sometimes like look at it. I'm a pothead. I look at it, but I'm driving. So then I put my phone down and then cut to 3 days later. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't respond to this person. And then I respond. And so like if someone really was bothered by that and I like was kicked, like not invited to their wedding because of it, that would be a bummer. But maybe there's more to it.
We play a game on the U Up podcast called Prudent or Petty. And it's after the breakup and we decide what you did after the breakup. Was it prudent? You needed to do it, or was it petty? I think if you're sitting here saying, I responded to their Instagram story and they never wrote me back, and then I'm going to get them back by not inviting them to my wedding, you're being a little petty. I think if you said to someone, I think like this goes back to, do you want to hang with these people? Do you want these people a part of your big day? Take
I know a wedding
stock of that.
Where she was like, oh, I don't know if I should invite these people. They get too drunk, but and then she invited them. And of course, they like grabbed a tambourine off the stage. You know, they were acting
right.
wild. And then they're like, ugh, they're drunk. They're blacked out. And it's like, well, you knew that going into it. And they're doing so like, if you're annoyed with these people, like I'm very guilty of this where I sometimes don't communicate how I'm feeling. And then I end up getting really resentful and quiet, and then I see everything through the lens. So if I think you talk too much, like everything, I would never think that about anyone, but like my lens will always pinpoint to the thing I'm annoyed with them about, right. And because I'm not bringing it up. So if like you're never going to bring this up and you're feeling this way, it's like it might be in your mind. You're like, oh, look at her, she didn't hug me, she hasn't even said goodbye to. Like you might focus on these things because you already don't like them, and why do you want that on your wedding?
Right. And why do you want that in your head? I think it goes one of two ways. You know, hey, I was really annoyed you didn't message me back from the story I responded to. I have you invited to my wedding. I really want you to be there.
Or
I want
just
the
send
best
the
version
eyes.
of you.
I always send the eyes.
The emoji eyes. Are you here? Hello. Yeah. I mean, be more fun about it. Be more fun about the people that are like, you know, if they're ghosting you and you go, hey, you haven't responded to anything, send some emoji eyes. If they don't get back to that, okay, walk away.
I don't know.
I take one more shot with these people. If it's like,
if
it's people you send.
It's depression too. Like sometimes you just don't want to, or you're sad and you're just not responding and you're isolating. Like, is that something that they're going through? You know, so I'm flip-flopping now but if you don't want them there, you don't have to write anything. You don't have to do anything. But if it's just an Insta story thing and it is like a childhood friend, maybe try to get that going.
Well, I think you have to bring it back to think of the best version of them, the reason you invited them, and go, do I need that in my life right now? You might, the best version of them might be just okay friend that you don't keep up with. That's okay. And that person you don't need at your wedding. If they're like a close friend that you want to be dancing with you on the dance floor the day of your wedding, go talk to this person. Go, hey, I'm disappointed that I haven't heard from you. And it could go one of two ways. It doesn't have to end with them at your wedding. It could end with, hey, I guess we've kind of outgrown each other and you're not looking for the relationship that I'm looking for. It's no problem. Now you can walk away with it without having to like put thought into it, without having to worry about like, oh God, are they going to like confront me that they got uninvited to my wedding? Like, I think this person needs to free themselves. It's not about like worrying about the other side of it. When you wonder, oh, you know what? They would have been, I do want to be with them at my wedding. Or, you know what? I don't care. You might not care. I think you got to give everyone a rethink. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Lisa Traeger, thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. I hope we really we helped the kids. I hope we gave them some good advice.
I think we help people. I think people are out there.
I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Let's say you've been out of the dating game for so long now that it's like built that there's just so much anxiety wrapped around it. How do you get back out there?
See, there's two ways. I think an app is helpful. I think an app is like, because you could be on an app and never go on a date. You can just go and sit on your couch and like browse. Like I think making the profile, like answering those questions. I would get on Hinge. I would just like make a profile. I think that could be like, it's actually an art project if you think about it. Like you're taking your fun pictures, you get to write your fun responses, and then that kind of gets you a little bit, closer than you were the day before. And then you go on the app and you start to match with people and you're a little closer than you were the day before. And then I think you got to do little by little. It's like writing an hour. You got to write a minute before you write an hour.
Oh, God.
That didn't help you?
That material.
That
was great advice. It was more about the hour. I want to do hour.
Oh, right. I'm with you there.
No, the app is a good advice. I just feel like when you're out of it for so long, it's like daunting.
Of course. Because I think like going, again, there's another way. There's an in real life version of that where you say, I'm going to go with 2 single friends to a bar and we're going to talk to one person tonight. That's our goal.
Yeah.
Make it one. Just talk to one person. Like, wouldn't that be a wonderful night that you, like, in the best case scenario, you get a phone number and you go home and you're excited about dating again, 1, 2, 3. In the worst case scenario, you talk to a person. Like, it wouldn't even be about dating. Mm-hmm. And you're with your 2 single friends and they're with you.
All right.
But if your response to that is, I don't have any single friends, then I can't help you. You got one, maybe a friend.
That's not my response.
No, I'm not. That wasn't a you impression. I'm talking to the people. Oh my God. I'm getting ahead of the one lunatic on my reviews that hates me.
It is sick. It is really sick. But once in a while, I just like to peruse and be like, wow, okay.
Right. Yeah. You can't look at these things. I had someone, she kept messaging me and I had them restricted on Instagram. And the messages were like, I never blocked them because the messages were like so mean. I was actually like, what is this person going to say now? And they weren't mean in the way like I fucking hate you. They were just like really kind of like digs. Like they wrote to me recently. I put up a video of my mom and dad. We all went working out. We did spin class together. And
cute.
It was very cute. My mom woos the whole time, like sings with the songs. It's like crazy. And this woman who has been habitually mean, like really, like to the point where I'm like curious to see what they say next. She goes, "Wow, it's I love that your parents are in better shape than you." And I was like, it's just a mean way to like act like we're friends, but like you know what I mean?
What are they? Do you go on their profile or is it private?
Private. But I do. But that was like the last one where I was like, why am I even not blocking this person? Like I blocked them because I was like, why am I? My curiosity of how mean they could be, because it's all stuff like that, like where it's like, it's almost like they could be at a dinner table with you and just be the shitty one that you'd be like, is this person a shithole? But you can't say anything.
Wait, so yesterday I was at the Comedy Store and, you know, all of us are hanging out outside. And one comic, she said she walked out on stage, wasn't even on stage for 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, so I'm single. And a woman from the back yelled, and I can see why.
Hey, it's just mean. It's vicious.
And though that, yeah, it was. And she really went into her and dealt with it. But we were all just like what the fuck?
Right. I guess you're trying to be funny or get ahead of being made fun of. Like I would be like, well, then tell me the reasons. Like I would say I'd keep them being mean.
Such a bitch, such a rude bitch. She just basically was like, your husband hates you. Look how far he's sitting from you. And he's smiling. He doesn't fucking love you. And I could fuck him right now. She went on that direction.
Good for her.
Yeah. Because she's also she's an extremely hot person, I feel.
Well, that's probably why the person lashed out at them. Because they felt intimidated.
This is who it was. I'm typing in the chat.
Yeah. That's a mean thing that person yelled.
So crazy. Wait, sorry. I know you want to
also, their husband's probably a fan of theirs.
I don't know if I told you this, but a few months ago, I was doing like this false accusation rape joke I have, and a guy from the audience yelled out, "You've never been dick raped."
What does that mean?
I don't know, but everyone groaned, and I said, "You're gonna have to leave, unfortunately."
Time to go. You've had enough, sir.
And he didn't get it. The door guys were all like, "Yeah," he was like confused, and it's like, I don't know how you gotta go.
Yeah, you can't yell shit like that. You
can't yell
an animal.
Dick rape. You can't.
No, it's just a horrific thing.
It's so crazy. Don't be
JTrain
one of these
podcast.
people.
Yeah, don't be these people. Go follow Lisa at Glitter Cheese. I'm Jared Frieder every Monday with your emails. Keep sending them in. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Back next episode. Boom.